Most people believe rich people win by saving more money. They don't. They win by thinking differently about spending, time, risk, and control. In fact, if you copied the habits of wealthy people without understanding the logic behind them, you'd probably end up stressed, confused, and broke. Because wealth isn't built by being cheap. It's built by using money as a tool. Today, I want to show you how the wealthy actually think about spending, time, debt, risk, and self-investment, and why copying these mental models quietly changes the direction of your life. 1. They spend money to buy back time. Most people try to get rich by doing everything themselves. They cook every meal, run every errand, handle every small task because it saves money. The wealthy do the opposite. They spend intentionally to buy back time. I'm paying $35 for grocery delivery, paying $120 a month for automation software, paying $90 to outsource cleaning or admin work. On the surface, it looks wasteful. Until you realize this: time is the only asset you can't replace. Money can be earned again. Energy can recover. Time only disappears. Every hour you outsource becomes an hour you can reinvest into earning, learning, thinking, or resting. Over a decade, that compounds harder than almost any investment account. The average person trades time for money. The wealthy trade money for time. It's not about luxury, it's about leverage. People who hoard small tasks stay trapped working inside their life. People who buy back time start working on it. 2. They measure prices in hours, not dollars. Here's a habit that quietly rewires your brain. Stop asking how much something costs in dollars. Start asking how many hours of your life it costs. A $80 dinner isn't just dinner. It's 3 hours of your working time. A $1,500 phone isn't just a device. It's nearly 50 hours of effort. When you see purchases this way, your brain gets honest. You stop asking, "Can I afford this?" and start asking, "Is this worth a chunk of my life?" That shift kills impulse spending. People who think this way often spend less, not more, because money becomes connected to meaning. When something costs 10 hours, you pause. When it costs 30 hours, you hesitate. When it costs 60 hours, you rethink everything. This is how the wealthy already think. They don't just earn money, they protect time like it's priceless. 3. They use debt as leverage, not lifestyle. Debt scares people, and it should. Used poorly, it's financial quicksand. But used correctly, debt becomes leverage. It's how businesses scale, how property owners build equity, how investors outpace inflation. Debt itself isn't good or bad. It's a tool. Bad debt buys comfort. Smart debt buys freedom. A loan for a $75,000 luxury car drains cash flow and adds stress. A loan for an income-producing or appreciating asset can pay for itself. The wealthy don't fear debt, they fear bad debt. Their rule is strict. The return must grow faster than the interest. If it doesn't, they don't borrow. Get this wrong and debt owns you. Get it right and debt quietly works for you. 4. They don't try to save every dollar. This sounds irresponsible, but it isn't. People who obsess over saving every penny almost never build wealth. They focus entirely on defense and forget offense. Saving helps you survive, and it doesn't help you grow. When all your energy goes into cutting expenses, your world shrinks around safety. The wealthy don't stress over a $7 coffee. They stress over missing $70,000 opportunities. They spend intentionally on things that expand income, skills, systems, and reach. Money is meant to move, build, and multiply. Hoarding it builds fear. Deploying it builds momentum. You don't get wealthy by being cheap. You get wealthy by being efficient. 5. They invest in themselves first. This makes people uncomfortable. Spending on yourself feels selfish, but investing in yourself is the highest return asset you'll ever own. Skills, mentors, coaching, therapy, health, education, a small upgrade in mindset or ability can raise your earning potential for decades. One underrated form of self-investment is paid accountability. Motivation is unreliable. Accountability is mechanical. When money is on the line, attention follows. That's why people who invest in growth move faster. They attach a real cost to staying stuck. As explained in Atomic Habits, behavior changes when the environment changes. Money changes the environment instantly. 6. They avoid good deals. Everyone loves discounts, sales, flash offers, limited time deals. That feeling of winning at spending is exactly what keeps most people broke. A deal is still an expense. Saving 50% on something you didn't need is still wasting 50%. The wealthy understand that attention is the real cost. Every deal steals focus, time, and energy that could be used creating value. They measure value by utility, not price. If something improves income or quality of life, they'll pay full price. If it doesn't, it's overpriced even at 90% off. 7. They overpay on purpose. Overpaying feels wrong, but it's powerful. Most people live in scarcity mode, minimum payments, barely enough, constant pressure. Overpaying flips the psychology, rounding up bills, sending extra to debt, paying obligations early. It teaches your brain that money is a tool, not a threat. Instead of thinking, I'm behind, you start thinking, I'm ahead. Debt disappears faster. Stress drops. Control replaces anxiety. 8. They spend money to learn. Faster mistakes feel expensive unless you're wealthy. Then their data. Hiring the wrong person. Buying the wrong software. Starting the wrong project. These aren't failures, they're feedback loops. The wealthy budget for mistakes because clarity costs money, but indecision costs years. They'd rather lose $3,000 learning fast than lose 5 years hesitating. Wealth isn't built by being right all the time. It's built by adjusting quickly. 9. They stay emotionally neutral about money. Most people are emotionally tied to their bank balance. Money up, they feel safe. Money down, they panic. The wealthy detach. Money becomes a tool, not a mood. Emotional neutrality keeps decisions rational during crashes and steady during slow seasons. They track money, respect it, but never let it define their worth. Because once money controls how you feel, it controls how you act. 10. They treat risk and envy as information. The wealthy don't love risk. They train for it. Small investments, side projects, career pivots, each controlled risk builds tolerance. There is no path to wealth that avoids uncertainty. They also don't suppress envy. they study it. Envy points directly to unrealized potential. Instead of resenting others, they reverse engineer them. Habits, systems, decisions. Every why not me is really saying this is possible. The difference is what you do next. In short, wealth isn't built by luck or secrets or extreme frugality. It's built by thinking differently long enough for the math to work. Spend to buy time, protect attention, use money with intention. That's how wealth is built, quietly, consistently, and on purpose. And there's one more thing I want to share with you. Wealth isn't built overnight. It's built by small decisions, repeated for years. How you spend your time, how you spend your money, and how you think when no one's watching. You don't need to do all 10 of these today, just start with one. Because once you change how you think about money, your results eventually have no choice but to follow. Thank you for watching the video. If these things help you see money differently, hit like and subscribe channel. I'm Bean Capital. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one.